and we have gone back to the how do you call it, the status, and we have discovered that we had a different birthday from the birthday of La Republic of Cameroon, given by the same government. And this is repugnant to know that a government is lying when the records are there to prove that actually Ambazonia, British former Southern Cameroons, and West Cameroon, as it is said, had a governing body, and their freedom was to be like the freedom of La Republic of Cameroon. And the lies that Ahijo told in the presence of the people, some of them who are still alive, that they were never going to subjugate and put Ambazonia as slaves. And today, we are seeing the real slavery. And it's just like the world who want to force a man or a woman to live with a brutal man, or a man to live with a nagging and brutal woman who has to may take away his life. Like it happened in Africa a few weeks ago, where a prominent singer's life was taken away by the so-called husband under the auspices of I'm believing and trusting. And I mean, you need to fight for yourself and stand up for your rights. God has created everybody equal, and you have to be equal. And the equality, you don't wait for God to come down and give it to you. You need to stand up and declare your equality. Ambazonia, a few days ago, your president, Dr. Samuel Ekome Sako, declared that we are the 55th nation of Africa. So we are telling the entire world, who have been deceiving us, telling us that Africa has 55 countries. No, sir. You made a mistake. You didn't study your geography and history very well. It is written in the books of the United Nations that in 1961, on the 1st of October, there was a country in the west of Africa and in the west of Nigeria and east of La Republique de Cameroon, if my geography is not failing me, called West Cameroon, called British Southern Cameroons, that had its independence after La Republique de Cameroon had its independence, that they have been hiding to celebrate on the 1st of January 1960. The La Republique journalists and historians are now digging out to understand why La Republique has been hiding their celebration of their independence, because they want to hide a lot of things. Because at that time, Ambazonia was not with them. And if we are to go by the records of the world, which I told you that I've been reading from a very important history book, which is also a prophetic book, a book that says things that will happen, have happened, and are happening. That is the kind of history book that I'm reading. It has the present, the past, and the future. And in that book, everything is written down. Now, La Republique du Cameroon is not celebrating their 1st January 1960 because they have something to hide. And when Ambazonia came out to be celebrating their 1st of October 1961, they came with guns, supported by France and other people that are arming them to kill us just because our freedom came. And the United Nations and the other nations that supported this event are in a conspiracy of silence. Now, Ambazonians, listen. We are in the 25th century, and all the write-ups and social media talks that we are hearing, we should stay on our 55th recognition as a nation in Africa, and make it very clear that the United Nations must present our seat in the next assembly. We must have our seat, or else they will know that this little nation, whom they have despised and suppressed and handed over to a giant to be killed and destroyed, they will be destroyed. Any human being sitting in that office and has refused to talk the truth, as the whole world lies in wickedness and lies, God is calling on you. Yes, Secretary General of United Nations, if at all there is a president, you are kept there to speak the truth and set the people and make the people to get free. Ambazonia got its freedom, and you are putting them in bondage and align La République du Cameroon and France. I don't know how much and how many demons France has consulted to blindfold you, hypnotize you, and make you to be dogs that cannot bark. Well, we are here to let you know that Ambazonia is ready and has stood up to its worth as the 55th nation of Africa. I'm currently trying to research and find out what position or what nation do we make up in the world. I'm going to get the number of nations that are already recognized and called as nations of the world, and I'll be inserting Ambazonia into that. And you ask me, is it by force? I say yes. Since you have decided that it is going to be by force, I will tell you that the violent will take it by force, and we are taking it by force. Whether you like it or not, we have taken it by force. All the games that are being played, you can never force somebody to love somebody or love something. It doesn't work like that. The person of his will and of his accord agrees to love or to stay neutral or to stay away. And when it is a unanimous thing agreed by the nations, you need to stand by your words. So, United Nations, people of the world, and especially those countries that voted the plebiscite that made Ambazonia capable and qualified to be a nation on the 1st of April, if I'm not mistaken, the exact date, 1961, there were 64 votes for the nation of Ambazonia, at that time British Southern Cameroon, West Cameroon, to become independent. And the independence, after that vote, was agreed upon by the United Nations on the 1st of October, 1961. And I want to tell Ambazonians, when you go out with a narrative saying that you want to be recognized, you want to have your independence, that's a wrong narrative. Independence is not given 2 times. You are not recognized 2 times. You have been recognized, but France and La République du Cameroon, with some other unscrupulous and wicked nations, try to put us under darkness, thinking that this is again the partition of Africa, when Africans were dummies, when they made Africans to hate themselves. We have come up to a point where, and to a place where there is no more partition of Africa. We have come up to a point where you cannot force Africans to love what they don't like, and you cannot force Africans as a balloon to be underwater. We must float on the waters. And so, Ambazonians, I want to let you know your independence is already in the books of the people who have refused and pretend not to be able to read. If they are illiterate, tell them you have now understood from what their forefathers put down that you are a nation. And all the wranglings and all the or the little talks that are going around there are not founded. What is going on right now, you are doing everything possible to make sure that you regain your country. Hello? Well, somebody just called here. I thought he was calling to contribute. Anyway, let me go ahead to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Ambazonia and we are telling our history. But before we go, there is this historian. He put it in song. Brother, can you tell us again? All right, go ahead.
I have a story to tell the world. I have a story to tell the world. This is my story, please listen carefully. One day I met a lady. She told me that Jesus died for me. He shed his blood and he loves me. He's calling me, his light is shining. Will shine in my darkness. Will shine in my darkness.
Yes, the darkness Ambazonians witnessed some years ago when they were deceived and when they played a lot of gentlemanism, not knowing that there were some people who had black hearts who were wicked, like La République du Cameroon and like France. France has a white body, but a terrible, demonic, wicked venom moving in their bloodstream to capture and swallow not only animals, but human beings. And we have seen it happen in our nation, Ambazonia. Whatever plans and programs they still have for our nation, we want to tell the entire world we have got up to resist, and we will resist till every Ambazonian is standing and standing free. Now, if we will not give up, because the children who are born in the bushes, they are ready to step in now. Some of them are already 7 years. Some of them are already getting to 10 years. And I want to let you know that we have determined that Ambazonia must go free or nobody is free. Yes, that is where we are standing. So all that La Republic is doing is a waste of time, a pure waste of time, because we have determined, we have taken our decision, and our decision is right, is our decision. So Ambazonians, don't be shaken. You have chosen a very good path. And that good path you have chosen is to hand over your fight to the Almighty, of which you have done. And He is taking care. Unfortunately, some of the people think that this Almighty is a myth and that we are wasting time. But I want to let you know it's not a waste of time. We have seen Him work over the years, and He is working for Ambazonia. And you might ask me, why is it that the people are dying? I want to let you know that Ambazonia, actually at this point, is because He has a time and He's waiting for that time. And once that time is done, you will see it happen, because that is Him. Yes, He's a king, and nobody forces the king to do anything. He does it at His time and when He wants to do it. So He is getting ready, and Ambazonians, you have a task. And what is the task you have? The task you have is to do what you are now doing. Yes, do what you are now doing. And when you do what you are now doing, definitely He will do His part. Yes, because He has given you the liberty to actually take over and take on what is yours. And once you take over and take on what is yours, I'm telling you, the difference will be very clear. So don't give up and don't listen to stories that people are telling that do not actually tarry with what you stand for and what you are being told you are. Now you need to get up. You have your name, take your name, publish it everywhere, just like I am doing. And just like I'm doing, all over me now, you have the new name of Ambazonia. You can see it on my head. You can see it by my side. Number 55 nation. Spreading it, eventually you will be known and you will be recognized by force, not by will. You need to enforce it. You need to enforce it. And when you enforce it, I'm telling you, it will happen. And it is happening. That is why you are different. Ambazonians are very, very different. They have resisted for these past few years and are still resisting. And as you are resisting, I want to let you know that the people they call international community, they'll be so ashamed of themselves for not taking justice but allowing people to die before they come out to pretend to say that they know what is now going on. Just like has been said, a number of them are for their interest of what they are going to leave behind, not only leave behind, but they shall take none of these things along with them, nothing. And so, Ambazonians, get ready. Your land is for you. And yeah, somebody. Okay, brother, you say you want to repeat the song. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, tell us.
I answered the lady, I said, since I was born, I heard that same story. Have you seen him? Have you touched him? Have you met him? And where is he? After many words of argument all day, I saw my sin, I was ashamed. I surrender to the Savior. I surrender.
Once you recognize yourself and you are ashamed of yourself and you are willing to make correction and put things in order, you result back to the person that can help you. Ambazonia was not founded by a man. Just like every other nation that existed has an author. And anybody who grows up and gets up to recognize the author will enjoy the fruit of the authorship. But when you do not, like one gentleman who has, I don't know what name to give him, he has given up because he has tried. Many have desisted. Many are tired. Like this young man is giving one stupid excuse. I don't blame him. That's very natural with human beings. He said NCNC failed. So Ambazonia, I want to tell you, mister, whoever you are, go and tell your master that you have spoken to the wrong people. They are very positive, and they are going, and they are gone. What was hidden in the days of NCNC is now made very open. Research has made it very clear for us to know who we are and not to wait for anybody to come and tell us or give us what is ours. So we have stood up, God helping us, except you are like what it is written, a fool had said in his heart that there is no God, except you are that person that book is talking about, then your language should change. We are not begging from anybody. We are telling the entire world that Ambazonia has gone. Any person who comes out to say anything that is contrary and negative to what we have believed and what we have stood for, tell that person he or she is making a mistake. We are not giving up and we are not getting tired. We have seen all the arsenals and the last jokers of La République du Cameroon trying to use our own to fragment and keep us tired and give up. No. The history I'm talking about Ambazonia is a history that 2 or 3 gathering together make a majority. Why? Because these 2 or 3 gather positively, not for negative comments, not for negative talks, not for blackmailing and smearing, for justice before peace, not for liars, not for people to talk stories that do not exist, that cannot be verified. So what I'm saying is that the history of Ambazonia did not start today. It started years and years and years and years. And there are people, some of them still alive, who will tell you how in Bali the Germans were defeated. They will tell you how in Bafut the car was carried on their head, and so many things like that. So we have grown up to be these fighters who have actually and have seen the plan of the enemy and have stood to say no, and our no is no. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember our phone line is open and you can now call if you have a question, you have a contribution. If not, I want to let you know that the 55th nation of Africa is called Ambazonia. Not because it is in its chronological naming, but because when it came into existence, they started hiding it. And when a man sent from God came forth, pronounced and found out where we were hiding, and his mission was over, he tried to sell Ambazonia back. It wasn't agreed. The next person stepped in as God wanted. Humans stood up, and all arsenals have been hit on him, both spiritually, physically, and otherwise. If only wishes were something you can handle, I'm telling you, some people would have swallowed him. Meetings have been held, talks have been held, everything has been said. Some paid people have come up to qualify and codify the interim government as a group. But unfortunately, they have all failed. Some La Republic will buy over, some will come up without facts of history and want to create their own empire and try to become the King Kongs, because the devil has made an average unwilling Ambazonian to liberate the people of Ambazonia to believe that he is the only one who can be on the forefront. Somebody have very good ideas. Instead of getting into the interim government and become a departmental head in what he knows to do best, he will want to be a leader. He will get a name. I am the leader of this. Everybody wants to lead. And leading who? Some of them have gone to terrible secret societies, gotten terrible powers to mortgage the people of Ambazonia, but they suddenly discover that there is a light that is shining, a clear light that is shining. And this light is coming from no other person but God Almighty himself. Some have now gone to where they call Bible schools to study this God and know the secret of the light that is shining whenever the interim government is mentioned. And they have gone, and of course, unfortunately, it's not working. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to deliver Ambazonia, there is a message for you. Come, let's join together and deliver Ambazonia. Let's join together and deliver Ambazonia. And when we join together and deliver Ambazonia, you will enjoy what you have never enjoyed. I've seen and heard a number of people have called me, how can I make my brother, my uncle, my cousin to get out of here and go to America and go to South America and go to Europe? I said, why do you want them to leave? He said, the situation is terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to let you know, once in history, America, Europe, South America went through the phase you are going through, and they fought it through. They never gave in to their slave masters. They fought their slave masters to a standstill. South Africa of yesterday is a practical example. They fought them till the last man, the last people standing. There was no last man. And so Ambazonia, your price has been paid. Don't give up. Now, a lot of tricks that La Republique has been using over the years, given to them by France, is to cause the divisions they are trying to cause. But while they are making the divisions, many of you Ambazonians are still crying out that you want to go to Ambazonia, I want to go to Ambazonia. But La Republique wants you to compromise, to lie. They are telling you they will give you this and give you that. It's all a lie. They have been lying from the beginning till today, and they have not suddenly changed. No one of them has suddenly become Jesus Christ. Their own advisor, whom I withhold his name, has told him what is presently going on now with many of you Ambazonians. And you do not know, because La Republique does not announce it. They come in a very subtle way, and because they are so subtle, before you realize, you have joined the queue. And people are wondering, what's going on? Even you yourself, you are wondering, what is going on? But I want to let you know that what is going on is not very far. It's as a result of you, yes, I mean you being deceived, and you follow the deception of La République du Cameroon. But guess what? ARF, go back to your LGA. Stand for your LGA. all those private militia guys who are sending you to kill your brothers is a clear indication they don't want you to go to Boya. They want you to remain as a slave. Because if this slavery is removed, they might not have a way to feed themselves and have food for their stomachs. So some of them don't really want this thing to be over. That is why they join here and cause confusion here. They go and enter La Republique, take money from them, come and deceive you, tell you what we're already doing. And when they say it out, you think it's a new thing. Unite, collaborate. You think it's a new word. Meanwhile, it is a strategy from La Republique to kill you. Before these names, appellations came up, were you not cooperating? You were. Were you not collaborating? You were. Why is it that these appellations have come up and have put you to fight against your brother and your sister? It's because there is a militia that La Republique is paying to cause this confusion. And they are using words to cajole some of you who do not understand that the best of taking over our land is LGA, your county, stand there, be a member of the house, speak with the voice of the house, and the enemy will run. But some of these people who have become prostitutes, they don't know where they are, especially those who don't know their origin, they don't know their history. They suddenly found themselves in Ambazonia, and their DNA is telling them that they are not Ambazonians, but they will not say that they are not Ambazonians. They agree to join the enemy to oppress us. So guess what? They are the serpent that we took in when it was a little baby, and when it grew up, it produced its poison and turned to bite you who helped it. So there are so many Francophones, especially Bamileke people, Bassa people, some of them, who have joined with the Bulu Beti Fang tribe, who are a genocidal tribe in Africa, who are against even the Bassas, against the Bamilekes, and they have joined them unconsciously, unknowingly, just like the Ambazonians, who are the Autochtone Ambazonians, have joined them, and every day they are disgracing them, but they are not still learning. They are just like a dog or like a goat that is being taken to the slaughter, principally a sheep. A goat will make noise, meh, meh, but the sheep will just be going. So some of them are like sheep goat that the Republic has put them to disturb our going to Boya.
Begin speaking now.
Hello?
And they think that they can make it again with the Republic. Unfortunately, these very people who call themselves Ambazonians, buying into the lies of La Republique, are trying to establish what can never be established. La Republique has been lying about this for years. But some of us, let me tell you, I think I'll stop my history here. There are a number of things that I will not want to say them here now, but Ambazonians, I shall be bringing in possibly tomorrow one of our brothers who will tell us what you're supposed to know. And remember, on Friday, 5 p.m., Pa Michael shall be with me in the studios on our history. For today, our time is up. Greetings to the people of Ambazonia. And I believe that today you have learned something, you have understood something, and you will tell somebody something. God bless the people of Ambazonia. We are not giving up. We are going and we are gone. Going. The 55th nation of Africa, gone. All right. Bazoni.
This time, now Jesus the reign.
Of the world, I see fear for many faces.